James Thomas Morning Blend. We're here today to talk about Jordan Peele's Nope. So I'm going to start off with Janelle.
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought it was a good, slow burn, old school Hitchcockian kind of suspense movie. I thought it was great. It didn't go overly fast. It allowed the characters to eat up the screen. All of them are so brilliant that there's such a subtlety to it that he allows them all to just be great on the screen. But I really think it's Kiki's movie. I mean, it's Kiki's movie for sure. Also, I think the other thing that I thought was really great, I'm trying, no spoilers, but the comparison between Daniel Yen's character and Daniel Kaluuya's character, Stephen Yen being the entertainment, using animals for entertainment purposes, and Daniel's OJ understanding and giving the deference and respecting the animal and understanding that they're in charge kind of thing, I think really plays well at a certain point in that movie. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Yes.
Tony?
I couldn't agree more. And that's the thing, what I love about this movie is there's so many different dimensions and you can talk about. So for me, I'm going to start on the science fiction aspect. I mean, it's a beautiful spectacle. It feels Spielberg-esque at times I'll give it comparisons to Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Jaws. He really makes you look at clouds a different way. I mean, I saw myself driving earlier today looking at clouds and really makes you think. And you kind of fear that. I used to fear the ocean, back when Jaws, I wasn't alive when it first came out, but I remember seeing it for the first time and be like, oh, sharks in the water. Strong performances all around, though. Kaluuya was fantastic. Keke Palmer is definitely the focal point for the crowd-pleasing moments. I felt it was very interactive, especially the audience multiple times last night got into it. There were cheers, plenty of laughter, really brilliant all around. Not to forget about Stephen Yeun as well, but Hoyt van Hoytema's cinematography really gave it a beautiful landscape and a more in-depth feel. It's an absolute yep from me.
Wow. So folks, if you're wondering, we're talking about Jordan Peele, and he's done this movie, Nope, with Oscar winner Daniel Kaluuya. We're also talking about Keke Palmer, one of my favorites, and Stephen Yen. It's a horror film. Again, Jordan Peele did this. He also wrote and directed this. Brandon Perez is in it. Michael Wincott caught me out by surprise. I didn't recognize him at first, so that was very interesting. Mm-hmm. So yes, it was a very interesting Twilight Zone full movie is what it was to me. So it was pretty interesting. It's also interesting what you said about the clouds, Tony. I think people will look at clouds a different way, like they look at sharks after seeing Jaws. So it's going to be interesting. And again, Janelle, you're right. It is Kiki's movie. So speaking, Janelle, what do you give it?
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think if we're going to still go with, like Top Gun being the movie, I really can't find any fault with it. So maybe it should be a 5 out of 5 for me instead of a 4 out of 5. I talked myself into a higher digit. So there we go.
All right. 5 out of 5, Tony.
I go 5 out of 5. I mean, the number one thing that people told me coming out of it was it felt slow, this and that, but it's a slow burn. That's intentional. It doesn't. And honestly, you need to see this in the loudest and biggest screen possible.
Thank you.
Because you'll be able to appreciate those moments of subtlety and I don't want to give things away, but certain things a lot more when you get the right environment. But I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It's 3 out of 3 for Jordan Peele. I can't wait to see what he does next.
You know what? Maybe the best sci-fi movie of the year, thriller, horror, if you want to call it, whatever. Again, I agree with you, Tony. The sound was a little bit off. It needed to be an IMAX versus the theater that we were definitely in, because it was like, wait a minute, this ain't. Then I'm going to give a little spoiler on it. When those 3 aliens show up, that was very interesting. So look out for that. Okay, guys, I'm going to say 4.5 out of 5. So the consensus is going to be 5 out of 5 for Jordan Peele's Nope We'll see you again next week. Enjoy your weekend, St. Louis. Thank you again, Tony, Janelle, as always.
Stay cool in theaters this weekend.